Hello, hello, hello. Hope we find you very well, if not a little cold here in the UK. Episode 169 of the Women's Rugby Pod. I'm Johnnie Hammond.
And I'm Sadia Kabeya.
And as ever, we've got all the news from women's rugby from around the globe for you. We've got Emma Orr, the Scotland international, also playing in that historic Edinburgh team at the moment in the Celtic Cup. We'll catch up with her a little bit later on. Of course, the Six Nations is far away as well, so we'll be asking her about that. We'll look back at the Women's Premiership Rugby, the PWR, last weekend. Look ahead to this weekend's fixtures as well, and the rest of the news from around the oval world. Sadia, how many layers have you got? I've got 3 at the moment.
I've got just two right now, and the heating's on in my house, so.
What?
Yeah.
You can afford the heating, ladies and gentlemen. These students, I don't know, hey?
I mean, we just leave it running until they tell us to stop. So right now they haven't told us to stop, so
Nice.
the heating is on.
You've got a bag of 50p's to bung in till yeah, nice. I mean, you are a very busy lady. We obviously get into your game against Gloucester-Hartpury in a moment or two. And obviously you're a student as well. What do you do to recharge the batteries? What do you do to get yourself as horizontal as possible?
Sleep, lay flat on my bed. No, that's not even a joke. I love to sleep and nap, and usually on a normal day when I'm not busy with training, I always nap during the day. So on my rest days, I usually spend it just chilling around the house with my housemates. Not doing anything crazy when we go to the cinema, because I'm just sat down watching something. But literally, rest and being still is what I do to recharge my battery. So I tend to not to try and book or fill my rest days, because then I end up not resting.
Yeah, I get you. Well, it's a busy weekend in the PWR. Gloucester-Hartpury 42, Loughborough Lightning 24. Leicester Tigers 24, Harlequins 33. Saracens put 69 points on sale. They only managed 1 penalty. Sunday, Exeter 38, Ealing Trailfinders 19. Let's get into your game straight off the bat then. Where was it won and lost?
Just the small areas, really. I think in terms of like physical battle and stuff, we fronted up quite well, and we started really well against. I think you went up 2 tries or something like that. But I think where it was won and lost was in those small areas, and Gloucester are great at capitalising on them. They're a really well drilled team, and they know where the space is. So, any small penalty, any drop ball here or there, they were able to capitalise on that and get some points. But I think the score doesn't reflect the game. But anyway, to come away with a bonus point against, the previous champions, is something we're going to take positively into next week.
Okay, and your performance yourself, how happy are you? Obviously, you're fairly fresh, come back from a decent amount of time out.
I feel like I'm settled in now, getting back to where I was pre-injury. It doesn't feel like I've had to play catch up, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I am in my own personal rugby.
And when you look at your side, yeah, as you say, on the face of it, you look at that result and you think, oh, geez, that's quite a heavy loss. It was more competitive than that, than as you say. But you have a quality outfit. You're part of an outstanding back row. Do you feel it's clicking completely? Is things still bedding down? There has been a lot of change.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're still building completely. Obviously, new coaching staff in, a few changes within the squad, but it's a slow build. But I think we've really kicked into another gear compared to how we started the season. Obviously getting two more wins. But yeah, like you said, we're a team full of talent. I think it's just we're just building over this season, but we're not to be underestimated.
No, indeed not. Let's talk about Gloucester-Hartpury then. In terms of the teams that you played, where are they?
Gloucester, I mean, they're definitely sitting in that 1-2 spot at the moment. They're really, well drilled team. Everyone's on the same page, and you can tell that they've got a lot of talent through and through, but it's also drip fed all the way down as well. Not only just in their internationals, in their club players, in their um, people on the bench. So you can never rest against a Gloucester side because you always know there's something better to come on. So yeah, I think they're definitely sitting in that 1-2 spot. So just be able to see how they go for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I remember sort of classically. I mean, Harlequins came through a different route than they with Elsa Bulls, but when they were always guaranteed that 1 or 2 spot, there was real strength and depth. And I think Gloucester-Hartpury, for me, have added a huge amount of strength and depth. You look at centres, Hannah Jones, Karen Lake, the starting Welsh centre partnership. You bring Tatiana Hurd into that. Rachel Lund is playing on the wing at the moment, but she can slot in the centres as well. There's real quality and some youngsters knocking around as well. In and around the back row and what have you. No, they're impressive. What impressed me the most is when they're on it. Is that ability, and Saracens have been quite famous for it, I think, and still there. Saracens' strength, I think, is to turn a game around back to their favour. I think that's their super strength. For Gloucester-Hartpury, when they have that momentum, boy oh boy, do they punish you. When they sing, they're a soprano top note, Shawshank Redemption, those opera singers singing the BA tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally agreed. I mean, yeah, like I said, they're very well drilled side, and I feel like they're able to identify when that shift is coming. That might not be through a try, that might be through a turnover, and everyone gets behind them as a team, and then from there they're able to build and continue building. And I think it's once they gain that momentum, a lot of teams clearly find it hard to stop, and that's why they find themselves sitting at the top of the table.
Yeah, 6 guys, Emma Singh, Kelsey Jones, Hannah Jones, got a couple, Sam Monahan. Brock, Emma Singh ended up with 17.6 and 6 in the tee. So O'Donnell scored a couple for yourself, Treader, and Westcombe Evans. Leicester 24, Harlequins 33. Leicester almost did it. It was 24-26 to the 78th minute. Meg Jones, Elizabeth Martin, Brody, Fran McGee with tries, Flo Robinson, Caitlin Lena with a couple, Ellie Dunn and Bryony Cleal for Harlequins. Continue to improve Leicester. Just want to gauge your thoughts on, is that still more worry for Harlequins, or is there positivity there from Leicester, or a bit of both?
I think definitely a bit of both. Obviously for Leicester, shows that things are clicking a bit more. They must be coming together a bit more as a team. Obviously, Meg Jones still pulling those strings, seeing her get that little individual try. But for them to put 24 points on Quins, and like you said, it being so close down to the last minute, is definitely a lot of positives for them. Does it show more about Quins? Not sure. But yeah, for Quins to be in such a tight game, against, respectfully, a team who's at the bottom of the league or a couple of places behind them, and a team who they probably thought they would beat comfortably. It kind of rings alarm bells for Quins there. But still, to come away with a win, to grind that out and to get the last try in that couple of minutes, positives to them, but still, I think, definitely rings a bit of an alarm bell.
Yeah, and I mean, look, they'll say 5 points on the road. and bounce back and continue to, determined performance of a gutsy Leicester at home, all that kind of stuff. And they are right, and that they would look at that as a sort of 10-point team, as it were, Leicester, and as most people would. But another 5 points for Harlequins. What's going on at Sale? 69-3, and I'm just looking down Sale team sheet. I know there's been a few changes at sort of quarterback. British Rigoni been playing at their beginning of the season. Yamamoto's now come in, Minoru Yamamoto. But you look through that side. There's Vicky Owen, Laura Delaney, Rigoni, as you said, Jess Roberts at 9, Anne Young, and Nicole James, USA International, Tenacey, Joe Brown, Georgie Paris Redding, Jasmine Hazel, this young number 8. That's nearly 70 points.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I know they've had quite a few close losses, some big losses, obviously on the weekend. But I know Sale are a side that thrive off energy. They thrive off like small wins in their game, and that's how they get their momentum. And I feel like when they're not getting that, there's been a bit of dip of a head within the team, and I feel like that's probably where their losses have started to come from. And obviously to get a big loss against Saris with a side, like you said, is still full of players who are really talented, and it's not a side where you'll look at their team sheet and write them off straight away. So I feel like that's what's happening there. I think there's just been a big confidence loss. I know they've lost Moana Talling, who's been a big leader, a big source of their go forward in attack. So and indeed, to be fair. So I don't know. I think there's just a few things, not clicking there.
But as you say, it's not a nice place to go and play. In the nicest possible way. They're a tough old side, and they don't often get spanked. And will that be a particular worry for Rachel Taylor, who underneath the most lovely exterior, lies the heart of a very competitive beast? Will that particularly trouble her, or do you just go, let's just write that off? Top of the table team, they're in form. Let's park it. Let's crack on. I suppose it's difficult to say unless you're in there, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel like it could go either way. I mean, like you said, 69 points, nearly 70 points. It's not something to take lightly. And I feel like the Sale squad personally will take that very personally too. So I feel like Rachel Taylor will probably get behind that and feed off that disappointment to kind of build onto the next couple games. Because, we all play top 4 teams, we all play the top of the table teams, but you still want to put out your best performance. And I don't think a 369 score is something Sale would say was performance they'd be proud of. So.
Yeah, it's the third in a row since that. What we thought was a really good performance against Harlequins, 35-31. Lost to you guys, that's 12 points. So lost to Ealing Trailfinders by a couple of points last week. So yes, we will wait to see, because I think they are better than that, aren't they? But 11 tries, Gondwy, Paige Farries with a hat trick, Marley Packer, couple. Poppy Cleal, Jess Breach. That's a lovely score. Leanne Infante got on the score sheet. She's fizzing around, buzzing around the place, looking half decent. McKinley Hunt, Sophie de Goody, and de Goody ended up with 19 points. Team of the season, should we just pop Sophie de Goody in there now, and just be done with it? Yeah. Check.
I mean, okay. I would happily slot her in there.
Just a level of performance, just extraordinary. Then we went to a game on Sunday, Exeter 39, Ealing Trailfinders 19. Another good performance from Exeter. Rogers on the score sheet, McDonald, Priest. 3 tries within 18 minutes. Game kind of done. Then Cantorna, Maloney, and Brickell on her debut scored for Ealing, Dow, Cox and Zachary. again, those big names stepping up for Ealing. Another good performance from Exeter.
I saw all the highlights on PWR on Instagram of Maloney, running through, linking up with Claude on the wing. But yeah, Exeter, they've been going really well recently. Even if it's been close to the end, their team as well, like Gloucester, very, very well drilled when their forwards, when their pack, a back line you can, kind of open up anywhere on the field. And obviously to have Claude back from concussion, was like another, extra bit of firepower there. So yeah, another great performance from Exeter. But also I think Ealing, obviously unlucky to miss out on that bonus point, but to put 19 points on a strong Exeter side is also something to take small positives from, I think, there too.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Player of the week, Cleaner Maloney. 3 line breaks, 112 metres, 5 defenders beaten 100% with the arrows as well. We said it before. Hopefully we don't have to say it again. It will be an absolute travesty if she's not in the green of Ireland come the Six Nations. She's so difficult to stop, isn't she? Even for somebody like you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I played with Clee when we were at Wasps, so I had the pleasure of playing alongside her. But yeah, she's not a fun player to play against, whether that's in D or in attack. And I think that's her first game back of the season, to see how much she has and the potential she has to go, in the Prem and hopefully in the Six Nations. So yeah, hopefully to see her back in the green and white very soon.
Indeedy. So the table, not much change. Saracens still top on maximum 30 from their 6th game. Exeter with their 5th win on 27. Gloucester-Hartpury 5 from 5, 24 points. Then Bristol 3 wins on 15. In touch, all on 11 points. Ealing Childfinders, Harlequins, and Loughborough Lightning Sail. Only 5 games on 7 points. Leicester on 2. It looks about right, doesn't it? That it's certainly where it should be. We were a little remiss last weekend to not mention world record crowd at the big game at Harlequins. I know I'm probably a bit of a cynic, but I was there. Not sure there was 16,000. Can't kick up whatever, but they've done all the maths and the metrics and the AIs and all the rest of it. Look, we said last week, tremendous event. Brilliant from Harlequins. One thing I would note is the men walking over from the stoop to the ground. Now, it's a brilliant thing. What a lovely thing to be able to do, right? Through the fans, you get a sense of it all. Twickenham's impressive, isn't it? Walking in and all the rest of it. Don't walk the men over from the stoop when the women are playing. I don't need to say any more, but other people could say, "Well, you're taking away from the women's game. You're publicising it." I just think that could be tweaked. Perhaps it's one day when the men don't walk over, or they all walk over together, or just that for me. And I know it's tradition and all that kind of stuff, but it's little things like that which I think it should just be tweaked. It doesn't take away from it. It's a fantastic event, and it's great to have the girls there. And we're not talking about shirt sizes and all the rest of it, and what have you. But it's something that was noted to me with friends who are rugby fans but not kind of immersed in it. It's just something they said to me. Well, why would they do that? So yes, big up to Harlequins. Perhaps have a wee look at that.
I'm Claudia McDonald, and you're listening to the Women's Rugby Pod.
On to Celtic Cup results. Of course, this is the tournament involving Wales, Scotland, and Ireland to get some game time at a different level for university players under 20s, some test match players. We spoke to Natalia John, didn't we, last week, who come back from injury. Really enjoyed that chat with Natalia last week. Anyway, the results as follows. Saturday saw Edinburgh host the Wolfhounds at the Hive Stadium, going down 17-27. We'll speak to Emma Orr very shortly about that. Brython Thunder went to Energia Park to meet the Clovers, losing 20 points to 5. On Sunday, Gwalia Lightning impressed again, beating Glasgow 36-19 at Cardiff Park. Gwenna Hopkins looks like she's got a bright future. Catherine Richards as well was good again. And Metcalf, another strong showing from her. So the table is Gwalia are on top on points difference over the Wolfhounds, Clovers and Edinburgh, both with those single wins. Fixtures this weekend: Glasgow Warriors against Wolfhounds 2:30 at Scotstoun on Saturday. Sunday sees Clovers entertain Gwalia Lightning at 1 o'clock, Musgrave Parks. Brython Thunder versus Edinburgh 1:30 at Parky Scarlets. Why don't we just get straight into the meat and veg of it now, with Edinburgh and Scotland Centre, Emma Orr on the pod.
Hi.
Good morning, Emma. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, very well, thank you. I promised I'd tell the Emma story.
During
WXV, had the lovely Emma Wassell on, and I actually originally asked for you, and you weren't available or what have you. And I have to say, the SRU media people, very, very good, brilliant. And then a couple of weeks later, I wanted to just, because you had a big game coming up, and I just said, oh, can we get Emma on now? And the short and curly is, you can read between the lines, we had Emma Wassell on again. And I thought I was getting you because we just referred to Emma all the time. And then Emma Wassell popped up like you did in the studio. I was like, oh, wrong Emma. There goes the notes and the research. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely to have Emma Wassell on the pod as often as possible. What a lovely lady. But equally nice to see you, Emma. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very excited to be on the pod. Thanks for having me.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Well, as you can see, we have all the best people. Sadia is there. And I just scraping the barrel. You're part of this historic Edinburgh team. How cool has that been?
So cool. Like, just to get that opportunity to play kind of aligned with the men's team is just an opportunity I never thought we would have in Scotland. So to have that is just incredible. And
you're pulling players from all over the place. You're a student still. That's right, isn't it? Agricultural college.
Agricultural college, correct.
I don't waste my evenings. Anyway, the point was lots of players being pulled in from different parts of Scotland can only be a good thing, and that's sort of stepping stone, which you've obviously made. But other people to fill in behind and get that experience at this level.
No, definitely. I think the wider the player pool we can pull from is only going to be better for women's rugby in Scotland, just to not only increase like girls' exposure to matches at this level, but also just increase competition as well, like constantly pushing the ones at the top, which is, as I say, is like only going to be better for the women's game in Scotland. So it's so exciting to finally have that here.
And look, the stash as well. Us on the outside love a free rucksack when we go to a World Cup or a Six Nations or what have you. Are you guys just as excited? You got a new stash, Edinburgh stash. That's cool too, right?
No, definitely. So cool. My sister actually is in the training squad of Glasgow, so mum and dad have got like a Glasgow hat and an Edinburgh hat. They got that for Christmas. So.
Oh my goodness! Is it one supporting one and one the other when you play against each other?
I think so. Yeah. Unfortunately, neither of us were in the first Edinburgh Glasgow game, but hopefully one day we will.
I was going to say, that happened, didn't it? It's the other week. Let's get into the game of the weekend. Sadly, you've gone down 27-17 to the Wolfhounds, but just give us a sense of how you felt the performance went from Edinburgh.
I think definitely good in parts. I think the overall kind of message was it was just quite inconsistent. Like we had some really, really strong bits, but then we'd defend for phases and really keep them out, and then when we got the ball we would keep it and then lose it a couple of phases later. So I think just frustration and knowing that we can be better if we keep a hold of the ball. But I think look, like still our second game as a squad, so definitely just a little bit rusty and maybe not knowing how we all play with each other, but so many positives there that we'll review and hopefully take into this weekend. But yeah, just a little bit frustrating, but hopefully it'll come.
What are the positives then to take into this weekend?
I definitely think some of our tip lines and things like that in the pod structure were really strong, making meters there. So continuing to use that, but also I think we've got a really strong backsline, and so potentially just looking to use that more, exploit that more. Hopefully, if we keep a hold of the ball, build phases, and definitely, hopefully, grind teams down. And I think defensively as well, like we're still kind of getting to grips with the kind of new defence structure. So just kind of keep building on that, and hopefully keeping teams out for sure.
So what I heard in part of that was basically give me the ball more.
Yeah, but not in those words.
No, you say, look, if you got weapons to use, you should be using them, shouldn't you? Obviously, and you got some good coaches involved, and again, that's it's a compliment to the SRU pulling these people together. Is that game plan? Glasgow and Edinburgh got completely separate game plans, or is it being filtered down from the top, from Brian Easton at the top? I
think probably pretty different. Like definitely, the coaches have all got their own kind of style and spin on. They like to have their own spin on the coaching. So yeah, I would say it was pretty separate. There's definitely common themes that both teams are kind of looking to use, but I would say pretty separate.
Okay, so 1 win, 1 loss this weekend. I'm just looking in my crystal ball. You go to Brython Thunder.
That is correct. Yep, away to Wales.
Nice. Back on the road, but again, those experiences. And yeah, you can chip in whenever you like. Sadia, going away, getting on a bus, however you're travelling down, that's all good for a squad, especially one that's sort of coming together. Sadia, I mean, you can relate to this because you're quite a new squad and what have you. But Emma, getting away from home, as I say, on the bus and all the rest, and there may be a light shandy or two partaken upon. It's all good bonding stuff, isn't it?
Definitely. I think it is our first away game, so that itself brings its own challenges. But also, like you say, that more time together, spending the whole 48 hours together this weekend. So definitely like bonding and hopefully memories to be made. And yeah, just getting to know each other better as well, like on and off the pitch is massive within a team. So yeah, really looking forward to that trip.
Just building on that question from Johnny as well, the team bonding, how has it been? Obviously, already having a side and then new people coming in. How has that integration been? Has there been a bit of, an upping in the kind of competition in the squad, or like how is it all merging as well, like at home?
I think like there's definitely been that kind of friendly fire training, like with Scottish qualified girls coming up to train and put their hand up for selection as well. So yeah, it's again like it brings that edge to training, which is really good to have. So yeah, hopefully just always pushing everyone to be better. But no, like I think everyone's so friendly, and we're all there to push each other. But like we're all there for the same reason, pretty much. So yeah, it's been really good, and so much fun to have like all different levels of players and all different experiences and things like that brought into one team.
I mean, you're barely out of the womb, really. Not even 21 yet. 21 in April, but you bit of a leader within the squad because of that experience. You're up at 14 caps now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I think like it's been really cool to kind of have that opportunity to kind of stick my hand up for, particularly in defence. I like to just being at 13 as well. It's quite crucial to kind of voice your opinions in that area of the pitch. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I definitely wouldn't say I definitely would say I'm still kind of continuing to learn from the people that are really good in that area and kind of take on like leadership roles and things like that. But really enjoying the opportunity to kind of share my experiences from like international level and kind of bringing that to the club game.
Good to go. Try make you blush slightly now. You're 14 caps, 13 of those as a starter. As I say, only 20 years of age. You came through the sevens. You're one of those people that immediately shone. We have noisy WhatsApp groups and all the rest of it, and saw you very, very early on. That debut last year in the Six Nations, but she's got to touch the Emily Scouts about it, hasn't she, Sadia? Emma Orr here.
No, I mean,
tall, rangy gate.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in on the blush train as well. But yeah, obviously seeing you in Six Nations, I think you've been consistently putting those performances out, and yeah, definitely a name in people's mouths. So yeah.
Thank you. No, that's really nice to hear. I think I have been like really lucky in terms of the opportunities that I've been given at early on in my career, and like credit to the girls around me and the coaching staff as well. Like without them, I don't think I would be where I am at the moment. So yeah, really lucky to be like learning from them all the time, and kind of continuing raising the standard in Scotland for women's rugby as a squad.
Well, just finally, because you're both busy students and professional rugby players and all the rest of it. Just, I mean, some would be surprised that you're not playing regularly, in the PWR. We mark that you're still a student and what have you. What does the next 12, 18, 24 months look like for Emma Orr? Still racking up the caps, no doubt.
Obviously I am in my third year at uni at the moment, so potentially call it a day after third year. I haven't told my mum and dad that yet. So
an exclusive on the WRP.
So yeah, potentially to definitely like to play in the English Prem would just be amazing. So, and to be at playing that level of rugby week in, week out would be the dream. So definitely on my radar at the moment is to look to play for a club down there. But yeah, as I say, it's all kind of like not told my mum and dad and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Well, we've got a world exclusive. Don't worry, nobody listens to this, so that's not going to go far over. So you're fine. And it turns out we're sort of conduit agent now as well, to get you to a PWR club as well. Emma, look, I'm pretty like absolutely joyous always every time I see you play, and lucky enough to commentate you on you a couple of times. Special player, and no doubt you'll go way, way, way beyond the 50k mark and beyond, with so many years ahead of you. But thanks so much for joining us this morning.
No, thank you very much for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Great stuff. Take care. Go well at the weekend.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Peat and you're listening to the Women's Rugby Pod. Enjoy.
Let's look at this weekend. Fixtures from the PWR. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Leicester against Bristol. 2 o'clock, Quins against Loughborough Lightning. 2:30, Saracens against Exeter. 4:45, English Hellfighters against Gloucester-Hartpury. Standout fixtures, Saracens, Exeter. But let's go chronologically. Bristol, they'll take some points at Leicester.
Yeah, go with Bristol for that win.
And we're going to say with the new teams, Leicester and English Hellfighters, actually sort of running out of steam. It's a big competitive league with you coming up against internationals, and that takes some doing mentally and physically. So, just wonder whether some steam might be being lost by those clubs. You're obviously going to beat Harlequins at Harlequins.
Yeah, obviously. I think that's written in the stars.
Yeah, it's a big old game for me. For Harlequins back at home, Got win against Leicester, but blown away by Gloucester-Hartpury in that first 30 minutes of the big game, and for you guys to get a win back. Where's that game specifically going to be won and lost, Sadia?
I think that game was really won and lost on those small errors, but also just on physicality. Obviously, Quins, they're a big pack. They've also got a lot of power runners in their back line as well. So I think for Loughborough, we're going to be trying to match that, and if not, probably double it from our side. I think there's going to be a little bit of a rivalry there. Like I said, there's a bit of a mini league, hotting up between Loughborough, Ealing, and Quins. So yeah, definitely physicality wise, but also those small errors. It's easy nowadays for teams to kick their way down, scoring tries. So just keeping our penalty count down, and I think whoever does that best, which hopefully I believe will be Lightning, come away with that win on the weekend.
And big old game at Stonex, Saracens against Exeter. That'll be really tight, won't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. But my crystal ball is telling me that Saris are going to come away with that win. I think they're just building really well energy-wise recently. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, I'm going to go for you to pick Quins. Silly to bet against Harlequins. Saracens at home, isn't it? That would be really tight. It's a very, very interesting game. Ealing Trailfinders against Gloucester-Hartpury.
Gloucester-Hartpury for the win, I think.
Yeah, no, would agree, and a chance to just refresh the squad as well.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously going up against Ealing, but I think Ealing are also not a team to be underestimated there. So, we'll just see.
That wraps up another week. Thank you very much to SLU and Emma Orr for joining us. Great to catch up with her. Speaks very, very well, doesn't she? No real shout-outs apart from this weekend sees the latest game between the Spanish club champions and the Portuguese club champions, known as the Iberian Cup. So go well to all the players on both sides for that one. Enjoy your rugby over the weekend. We'll see you next week, Sadia.
Thanks, Johnny. Bye-bye.